Today I'm going to make a video of me adding lights to the front of this bike. These are lights right here. I'm going to put two of them on it. And what these are for, they're not for extra lights really to drive with. What these are for is if my headlight goes out, and I've had this happen before, driving down the road and your headlight bulb burns out. What do you do when your headlight burns out? You're going to stop on the side of the road, and if you don't have an extra bulb with you, you're not going to change it out. But let's say you're out there in the dark, you better have a flashlight with you, and hope that you're in an area where you're not going to get ran over. So what I'm going to do is put these lights on here. These are driving lights. They're not fog lights. So what I'm going to do is put two of these on there, and if my headlight ever goes out, then I'm going to turn the switch on and turn these on. So what I had to do here is, since the shield is made of plastic, I drilled a couple holes in it. I'm going to screw the light down on here where I can aim it. Actually, it's going to have to be up here, and it's going to aim down towards the ground. Okay, and then I'm going to have to do all the wiring and stuff to it. I drilled the holes out. This is where the windshield's plastic, so it was pretty easy. Now what I got to do is hex key the seats off to get to the battery that's underneath. Okay, all the wiring's hooked up, and I've got the lights hooked to the windshield. The wiring just kind of hanging here, looks kind of like shit, but doesn't matter. I would have to drill other holes there to bring the wires through. There's no really good place to put the wiring. And up here in the front, there's a bunch of long wires. I had to put it in my little tank bag. And then I had to run a ground wire because I didn't know where everything grounded to. So it's hooked all up under here. There's the ground, there's the hot, and it all works now. And when I flick the switch on, here's the lights on. So now I'll have lights if my headlights go out. I just used a zip tie to tie all the wires down here underneath, and I guess I'm gonna have to just leave this switch hanging here off to the side over here by the ignition switch. Once I put the seat on, it should cover it, most of it, cover all the wiring up. Somebody will probably think that switch is a kill switch for the bike, so it can't get stolen. But all it is the new lights that I got up here. I don't know what it'll look like at night, but I'll find out later. Now let me put the seat back on, and the back seat. Yeah, you got to take a bit of things off to get to it. Look at this wire hanging here. See this shit? I don't know how good the lighting is, you know, like in durability, how easy it would be to change the bulbs in them if you have to. and the housing is made of all plastic, so I don't know how long it will last. So right over here is where the switch is, and then I just push it and it lights up, and that light being on may help remind you that your lights are on or your battery will go dead. So there we go, a couple extra lights if I need to see. That's for if my headlight goes out. And one time I was driving down an old mountain road, and my headlight went out, and then it went pitch black. There was no way I could see in that dark, because back there in the mountains that I was riding in, they didn't have any street lights, so there was no way I could see. So the only thing I could think to do was turn on my turn signal to drive. So I turned on the turn signal, and I could see every time it would flash, so I was kind of like barely being able to see. But leaving that turn signal on was running my battery down. Finally I had to turn it off and just try to go real slow and run by the moonlight. You get a lot of experience after you ride so long to learn what things you need. And the main reason I put this on this big bike, the extra headlights, is because it's my long distance bike. That means if I'm out on the freeway and I'm like really far away from home there, and all the auto parts is probably closed down, you're probably not going to find an extra headlight battery or a battery bulb for this motorcycle. So if you're carrying a spare, you better carry a flashlight, because you're going to need to take these screws out of there and get that bulb out of it and change it over. It's probably smart to carry an extra bulb. Just make sure you're careful with it, because you throw something on it, it's probably going to break. So put it in a spot like up in your little bag up in the front, where you're not throwing things like in your saddlebags or your backpack. So that was my little video on putting on lights, and it didn't have any little capacitors like that I saw on the video this other dude was doing. He showed these other little boxes, and I'm not sure what those other boxes were for. Maybe they're better lights than what I bought, but these were pretty cheap. These were like $19. You know, I bought it at AutoZone, so can't beat 19 bucks for some extra headlights. And later on tonight, when it gets dark, I'll try them out and see what see how they show. Maybe I'll add that extra part to this video. Maybe I won't make the video until I show what the headlights do when you use them. Okay, it is now dark out, and I want to try the new lights, see how they show. That's it for the checking out the lights. Now I'm going to ride and make a video of me riding with the lights.